And it will be McKeever to take on Teemu Asunmaa. McKeever, a higher qualifier, opting to lead first. Now, we spoke a lot earlier on, me and you, in the spotters area with a lot of the spotters talking about tyre wear. Yeah. It's a very long circuit. And a lot of the spotters were saying that if they had the opportunity, they would swap. They would go in the chase position first. So they had more tyre or less tyre in the lead position on the second half of the run. It was all about tyre management. They didn't want to blow their tyres off in the first half, leading the car out, trying to drive away. McKeever opted to lead first. There we go, on the line, ready to rock and roll. The first battle of 2026 underway as Dwayne McKeever, the Northern Smoke Machine, leads in. Teemu Asunmaa from Finland and already starts to put a bit of distance between him and himself as he fires away down the circuit. McKeever flicks that car through outside zone 3, and you can see McKeever has that car wicked up, turned up to 11. As Asunmaa drives through outside zone 5, he's struggling now. This is where this starts to get tricky. There's nowhere on this circuit to make a dive. There's nowhere to shortcut. And Asunmaa trying everything he can to get himself back in the fight. And you can see McKeever is up and gone. The start line, Marcin down there on the line, checking out Asunmaa's car as he now sits in that lead position. McKeever sits back off the line, trying to get a drag race in. And you can see McKeever quite a way back. And I've been spotting this all day so far in tandem practice. Guys taking a real run in to make a dive on the door. Well, Asunmaa, the finished driver now, off the line, ready to rock and roll through the gears. You can already see McKeever attacking onto the back bumper as they fire into that first outside zone. McKeever tries to tuck up on the inside, up to the door, and he shallows up the angle. So Asunmaa now puts on a really nice lead line, leads both of them down to outside zone 4, and Asunmaa absolutely fires that car in. Can he collect 5? He can't. Goes wide as Asunmaa now accelerates, and McKeever now starts to fall away as McKeever stands on the accelerator and gives Asunmaa some room. Shortcut in that outside zone. McKeever goes for a dive through the smoke. That final outside zone, Asunmaa across the line. Yeah, so we will just wait for that decision to drop up on your screen, and we'll see who is going through. Here we go, slide them left for Teemu Asunmaa, right for Dwayne McKeever. It's one vote, it's unanimous. Dwayne McKeever gets the win, advances through the top 16. He's opting to chase first. Harry Kerr is your higher qualifier. Up there in 16th place, Zakouril only 17th, so not a lot splitting these two guys, but Harry Kerr opting to chase first.
I like this decision from him, I really do. I'm hoping it plays out the way that he hopes it did. He was one of the drivers that was really trying to get the tire game sorted in practice. Yeah. You know, I went and snooped around, looked at the tire pile afterwards. It looked like they did get it locked in, but why not? Let's get some really, really good tire at the beginning. And then when you go into the lead, you can slow things down just a little bit. You don't have to worry as much about it as long as you're able to get around. But I'm really, really excited here because Harry Kerr's chase game is usually pretty nasty.
Well, he's a rookie this year. He made his name at Drift Masters in 2025 at the round 3 in Randalu Park. And look at this already creeping off the line. It's going to be Kerr to chase down Marco Zakouril. They fire in. Oh, very nice from Harry Kerr. Tucks up on the inside straight away. Zakouril in that Volkswagen 2-litre engine squeezes 700 horsepower towards the tarmac. But look at this from Harry Kerr on a really nice line, maybe even wider than Zakouril. Oh, washes a little bit, takes avoiding a line there to not make contact with the back of Zakouril. Let Zakouril disappear a little bit down that fast part of the circuit. Now back into it as Zakouril fulfills all of that outside zone. Big flick, big back for Marco Zakouril as Harry Kerr goes for a dive onto the back bumper. There we go, they're off the line. Harry Kerr to lead out Marco Zakouril as they fire through the gears. Harry Kerr, big clutch kick, fires that car to angle. Zakouril straight into it. A little stall up though, but back on the throttle. Zakouril lost in the smoke. Now he finds the rear quarter panel of that BMW as they fire down the hill. Look for outside zone 4. Harry Kerr, big snapping transition across the circuit. On the handbrake, on the accelerator straight away, but there's no shaking Marco Zakouril as he squeezes up onto the rear bumper. Good transition from Zakouril, tucks himself down the inside. It's brave from Zakouril as he dives into the smoke on the front wheel. Zakouril got this absolutely worked out. But Harry Kerr's lead line is phenomenal. Left for Kerr, right for Zakouril. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Marco Zakouril taking the win, and look what it means to the Czech driver as he takes down a man that everybody was a little nervous about when they see him pull up this weekend. As you can see, James Deane, the higher qualifier, opting to chase first. This is going to be...
That's not a position he's usually in. Even last year, he didn't choose to chase very often.
No, and I think, as we keep talking about, it's going to be the tyre game. Where we go. James Deane in the car, gives his thumbs up to the camera, he's ready to rock and roll. Espen Rhodes' car, though, I must say, this weekend hasn't been on form.
No,
he spent a lot of time in the paddock, repairing the car, fixing the car. Is he going to hold together? That's the biggest question mark here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, the upside with this is, James Deane is going to give you a perfect lead line. So when you get into that chase, you can just absolutely throw 10-10s at it.
There we go. The light goes green. We are ready to rock and roll, and it's going to be Espen Rohde to lead out James Deane for a spot in the top 16 as they fire through the gears. Deane looking it straight onto the side, onto the rear bumper of that BMW, and Espen Rohde doing a really nice job on outside zone 1. Dale's on the angle, a little wobble coming into 3, but Deane's with him. There's no shaking James Deane as they fire down into outside zone 4. Very nice line for Espen Rohde as he squeezes the throttle, tries to drive away from the Irishman. A wobble once again, but there's no shaking James Deane. Brave moves from Deane as he sticks it to the door. Oh, what a brave transition! The bumper's off in the face of Deane and across the line.
Oh, all right, already into the excitement.
Yeah, we certainly are already into the excitement as James Deane pulls to the line to lead out Espen Rohde, and Marcin's back with a duct tape.
Here we go.
2026, and those LED nose grills already.
It looks so good, though.
I know,
Keep
right?
them on
What
there.
a shame.
I know.
Hey, these cars are built for battle, right? They're not show cars.
One of my favorite conversations during the parade last night is everyone staring at the cars. I'm like, all right, boys, take a good look. It's the last time they're going to look this good.
Oh, for sure, because today's when they're really going to start getting a battering. Here we go. Green light for James Deane to lead out Espen Rohde, the Norwegian. Flicks it onto the back bumper as Deane puts it in. Look at that little cheeky dive down the inside for Espen Rohde, but he's way off that qualifying line, trying to keep up with the pace of Deane in that Mustang as they fire down the hill. Now Deane starts to drive away. Espen Rohde on the inside of the circuit, big handbrake drag. Now making a move up into the door of James Deane, but look at the power and grip in that Mustang as he drives away. Espen Rohde, though, not giving up without a fight as he tucks it back on the inside again. Dials on more angle. It's aggressive for Espen Rohde. Wow, he's making moves, but it's scruffy from Espen Rohde.
It's a good run, though. Big smiles, though.
It certainly was. Well, here we go. Left for Deane, right for Espen Rohde, and there we go. James Deane getting the win and moving through into top 16 things. Well, here we go. We're back on the line once again. It's going to be Diogo Correia to lead out Simon Olsen. And Olsen, the higher qualifier, opting.
Yeah, he's chasing first.
Opting to chase first again. Yeah, camping, though, with the Deane M Sport James Deane crew this year. This was formerly James Deane's car. Still is. He still owns it.
Still is.
He's just renting it out for the weekend. He just gave him the keys and said, hey, buddy, take a spin in my ride for 2026. James Deane saying, what a car to drive. And that's Simon Olsen saying he's really getting to grips with it, but Diogo Correia been looking good, been piloting this car for many years now. What can the rookie do? As Simon Olsen looks for the side of Diogo Correia's BMW, gives him some room to manoeuvre, now starts to make an attack onto the rear wheels. Diogo Correia fires down for outside zone 4. Olsen shallows up the angle, now dials it on, almost tags the rear quarter. Has to take avoiding action. Moves back into it though, gets himself back into the fight. Bumper to bumper transition. Not messing around for Simon Olsen. It's scrappy though now for Diogo Correia as he tries to drive away from Simon Olsen. Olsen looks for a dive and can't get there. There we go. Light goes green. Olsen to lead out Diogo Correia despite the top 16 as Simon Olsen fires that S14.9 from left to right. Now really aggressive line from Simon Olsen as he opens up the throttle. But look at Correia already onto the side of that S14.9. Big transition down the hill as they look for outside zone 5. Both guys fires away. Oh, Olsen shuts it down. Correia gets back on the throttle and fires it through the circuit. And Simon Olsen's weekend looks like he's just come to an end as Diogo Correia, the Portuguese driver, puts it into the final outside zone and across the line. Olsen left stranded on track. There we go, left for Correia, right for Olsen, and it is going to be unanimous. Diogo Correia from Portugal takes the win and moves through to the top 16. I mean, go back on the line. Next battle, Klim van Oort to take on Jakob Przygonski. Jakob Przygonski, again, another man struggling this weekend. The car been in the paddock a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
The team been working on it. But for me, Klim van Oort been looking incredibly strong. Well, upgrades to the car. I'm not sure if some of them worked, but we're going to find out as they go through because, like I say, this guy been in the paddock a lot. The man whose upgrades have worked, and one of them was the upgrade, the new software for his brain.
Yes.
Because he got rid of that monster on his back, that qualifying gremlin. As now, you see Klim van Oort in that chase position. The lower qualifier is chasing. Przygonski opts into lead first. Look at that, though, from Klim van Oort. Tag on initiation. Klim van Oort super aggressive. Przygonski into that first outside zone. Now picks up the throttle. Down the hill he goes, but there's no shaking. The Dutchman as Clint Van Oort once again attacks the side, goes heavy towards the door of that GR86. They both wobble as they transition down the circuit. Clint Van Oort back into it again, snaps to angle. Przygonski trying to drive away from the mad Dutchman as he flicks it through. Przygonski on a very nice line, but look at that, Van Oort side by side. Now, as they get back onto the line, it's going to be Kuba Przygonski to chase down Clint Van Oort as our start line marshal Marcin down there, just taking a look at the rear of that car.
Which, rightfully so, it definitely saw a bit of an impact. Body kit looks good, though. Maybe letting Kuba
The car always looks amazing.
It does, yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Seeing the hand signals going, maybe just saying, yeah, I got hit.
But I mean, he's in the chase position, so I feel like if anything is untoward with the car, Przygonski's in the right place for it to break. He's not going to cause any damage towards Clint.
Now, if you're
okay, so word from the start line is that Kuba Przygonski is saying the alignment is slightly knocked out.
Oh, probably.
So he says, well, look, it's not 100%, but I'm ready to rock and roll. They're on the line. It will be the Dutchman, Clint Van Oort, to lead out Kuba Przygonski as they slap through the gears off the line. Clint Van Oort fires that car in, big handbrake drag, but then opens up the throttle, dials on the angle. Clint Van Oort, the back of the car, bouncing around as he squeezes the accelerator, trying to drive away from the Polishman. Side skirt, body kit flying in the air, but look at Clint Van Oort on throttle so early through 5, and he's absolutely up and gone. As Van Oort smokes out the drone, he's gone down the circuit. And Przygonski now going to make a dive into outside zone 8, but he can't catch the Dutchman as Clint Van Oort fires into that final outside zone. That is brilliant. It's going to be left for Przygonski, right for Van Oort, and it's going to be Kuba Przygonski.
All right.
Getting the win. Great stuff. Right, we're back on the line with our next battle. Randalu, the higher qualifier. He says to Nicolas Bertans, show me what you got, baby.
I like it. I like the move. I throw the young gun out front, and here you go.
We're going to see a complete mix all the way through this top 32 and top 16 and wherever we go with this, because things are going to be upside down. I think different people are going to choose different things, predicted on tyre wear as well. Nicolas Bertans, though, it must be said, jumping into this new Eurofighter for 2026, a full season ahead of him, looking really strong, very fast as well.
Yeah, super, super fast. He's able to also make it look good. He doesn't look like he's fighting it. That kid was born in speed.
He certainly was. Well, here we go. This is one of our highlight battles. As we come off the line and through the gears, it's going to be Nicolas Bertans to lead out Oliver Randalu. Randalu, the man that jumped on the podium last year. Can he do it again this season? Looks good so far as Bertans leads him around a really nice lead line. Randalu straight onto the back bumper. Wow, Bertans and Randalu. Mirrored image, mirrored angle through outside zone 4. Now back on throttle once again. Look at Randalu, ready to make the attack straight away. Fires down the inside. Wow, Randalu is ready to risk it all as they fire in front of the judging tower. Oh, Randalu on the inside of the circuit. Well, we'll swap them around. This is going to be an interesting second half of the battle, that's for sure, as Oliver Randalu now leads out Nicolas Bertans, and we can hear both cars on the line ready to rock and roll. Bertans already creeping forward side by side with Oliver Randalu as they fire through the gears. Bertans on the rear quarter, nice initiation from Randalu as he stands on the throttle, but he drops down the inside. Oh, and he has to readjust, and there's no shaking. Nicolas Bertans, he's already putting a tyre mark on the door. They come through outside zone 3, a dip at the front for Nicolas Bertans. They both mirror the angle once again. Bertans a little caught out there as Randalu now fires on the throttle, trying to drive away from the young Latvian into outside zone 8. Bertans straight lines it, goes for an attack. He's lost in the smoke as Randalu now goes wide. Bertans on the inside and across the line. As we see the decision slide in, left for Bertans, right for Randalu. One vote for Bertans. It's going to be Nicolas Bertans getting the win, advancing through into our top 16. Off as we go back on the line, it's going to be Mika Keski-Korpi to lead out Jylha Poytalaakso.
Battle of Finland.
Yeah, the Battle of Finland.
This is going to be a tongue twister for us.
Yeah. Keski-Korpi, look at this. Very chilled on the line. Been looking incredible in practice earlier on. And a man that qualified way up the order in 5th. Poytalaakso, we know, only managed to get that one qualifying run under his belt. Oil pump failure, had to be recovered off the circuit. I see that car being recovered off track earlier on too during practice. Keski-Korpi this year looks like he's come with a different mindset, that's for sure, as he comes off the line. That BMW F22 flicks it across the circuit. Nice line into that first outside zone, and Poytalaakso loops it around and has to shut it down. Stands on the throttle, he's got a straight line at Mika Keski-Korpi, and Keski-Korpi at this point now is absolutely up and gone. A very nice line, and yeah, Poytalaakso nothing in this battle. as they fire through down the outside zones into the circuit. Jylha trying to keep himself into this one, trying to just stick to that qualifying line, but Keski-Korpi is a man possessed. Yeah, there we go, we're going to find out as the light goes green. It's going to be Poytalaakso off the line. The fire into initiation, you can see Keski-Korpi is going to hold back. You're right, it's exactly what he's going to do, Jacob. He's going to stick to that qualifying line. He's going to be present, but he's not going to push. He's not going to take a risk as Keski-Korpi looks to hunt down Poytalaakso as they fire through inside zone 5, and you can see Keski-Korpi just doing enough to keep himself in the battle, but he is definitely not doing too much, that's for sure. As Jylha trying everything he can to put on that clinical lead line as Keski-Korpi squeezes the throttle just up onto the door across the line. Yeah, it's coming into it. We go left for Korpi, right for Jylha Poytalaakso. There we go, unanimous. Keski-Korpi gets the win, advances through to the top 16. Well, this one's going to be interesting. Yeah. I see these two guys battle in practice earlier on, and it was fireworks. The two Polish heavy hitters. It's going to be Korpulinski to take on Jakub Krol. Krol been finding the limits of the circuit, shall I say, and putting that car right where it needs to be. Looking good this year with a brand new livery. What's he going to do against the surgeon, the man that is so clinical? And Korpulinski, the higher qualifier, deciding to lead first as both doors slam shut. They slam those cars into gear, and it's a green light and go as Korpulinski leads them out. Only one place in the top 16 for one of the Polishmen. Who's it going to be as they fire it in? Two almost identical machines, but two very different driving styles. So look at this from Krol, already tagging the door as Korpulinski pulls him on a very wide line. Jakub Krol not messing around. Look at this from Jakub Krol, straight up on the inside once again. He knows the measure of Korpulinski as they fire down to outside zone 7 and back once again. Jakub Krol absolutely risking everything right now as he goes for another brave dive, but it doesn't pay off. He mistimes it and stalls up. Both of these guys, they come off the line. Krol to lead out Korpulinski. We know that Korpulinski has struggled with a little bit of aggression in the past. Can this be the year where he opens up the can of aggression and starts to throw some punches at Drift Masters? And he certainly does right now as he almost lands a punch on the door of Jakub Krol's S14.9. Shallow angle into outside zone 4 as Jakub Krol now works his way through inner 5, and Korpulinski's right there with him. Nothing dramatic at the moment, but the bumper-to-bumper transitions are absolutely ridiculous from Korpulinski as he fires up the inside on outside zone 8 and back across. No mistimed transition, but he has to straighten up the angle as he pulls it across the line. Here we go, left for Krol, right for Korpulinski. Yeah, and unanimous, it's going to be the surgeon. Korpulinski takes it through to the top 16. Jakub Piskolty to chase down Connor Shanahan. Now Shanahan, our second place qualifier, opted to lead first.
Yeah, I'm starting to keep all the stats about who's leading and who's chasing and how this is all playing out for them. Right now, nothing all that interesting to report. It's a pretty split.
Yeah, so there we go. You can see Kevin Piskolty in that car, fist bumps to camera, nods the head. A brand new build for Kevin Piskolty for 2026. 2JZ Toyota GR86 now as he sits alongside the 2025 defending champion. What can he do? We wait for that light to go green. As our track staff just make their way back to their positions after that quick track repaint and clear up.
Should be.
I wonder. Interesting because the Shanahan spotter said that he would love them to chase first.
Yeah, well, they don't always listen to that.
No, they haven't listened. I wonder if this is going to play out, though, for them. They haven't listened to that advice. Well, here we go, slamming through the gears. Shanahan fires in, but look at Piskolty straight down on the wheel up to the door as Kevin Piskolty now matches the angle and mirrors the pace as Connor Shanahan leads them through outside zone 3. Big transition from Shanahan as Piskolty plays it safe. Shallows up the angle, dives on the door once again. Kevin Piskolty's like a brand new man in 2026. It's incredible from the Hungarian as he fires up to the door, the Irishman. Piskolty can't be shaken. Shanahan on a beautiful lead line. Oh, Piskolty goes for a dive onto the door across the line. The change seems to be working for the Hungarian right now, but now he has to lead out the defending champion as they come off the line and through the gears. Piskolty flicks that GR86 from left to right. Shanahan's not going to give him an inch. Oh, and he drops in and out of that first outside zone as Piskolty finds the throttle once again. A little wobble into outside zone 3 as Piskolty fires it down. Shanahan's backwards. Oh, almost contact as Piskolty finds the throttle. Shanahan, how did he pull that off? As he fires onto the throttle, Piskolty now starting to drive away as he flicks it to outside zone 8. Shanahan's shallowing up the angle. Piskolty on an incredible line into outside zone 9 and across the line with Shanahan on the door. Decision transitions in, left for Piskolty, right for Shanahan, and it's going to be Connor Shanahan getting the win and advancing through to the top 16. Unfortunately, we lose Kevin Piskolty. So here we go, an interesting vehicle on the line, something that I never thought I would say in Drift Masters.
Okay.
We have a Alfa Romeo Volce.
Yeah.
In the lead position, piloted by Lukasz Tasiemski from Poland, and in chase, Benedictus Cirba in a G87 BMW.
Love it. I love the combo. It's definitely a good time.
It certainly is a good time. Well, here we go. Incredible lead line from Tasiemski. Gets him the higher qualifying 15th place. Cirba down in 18th. Doing a very good job. Brand new chassis for 2026. It looks like he's so dialed. And look at this. He's back. Cool, calm and collected. Slams that car into gear. A little test of the hydraulic handbrake as he waits for the light to go green. Lukasz Tasiemski in this Alfa Romeo Volce to lead them off. The Polish rookie wildcard for this weekend. Puts that car one wheel over the white line, but keeps in it. As Benedictus Cirba gives him the room to manoeuvre. Very clean lead driving yesterday from Lukasz Tasiemski, and all weekend giving Benedictus Cirba right now the perfect chance to chase him down, as Cirba now starts to apply the pressure, looking for the back and the side of that Alfa Romeo. Fire in into the final outside zone. Tasiemski on it, and look at this from Cirba, just creeps up onto the door to show his presence as they come off the line and through the gears. Benedictus Cirba flicks that car to angle. And look at this, though, mirrored image, a little tag onto the side. And yeah, Lukasz Tasiemski drops down onto the inside of the circuit, now finds himself back on line. Oh, but a strange line there for Benedictus Cirba as he opens up the throttle, now stands on it through inside zone 5. And you can start to see the gap forming from Benedictus Cirba as he tries to drive away from the Polishman, puts it into outside zone 8. But Lukasz Tasiemski still in the fight, still in the mix as he transitions for that final outside zone, shallows up the angle, across the line. Well, there we go, it's unanimous. Benedictus Cirba gets the win, advances through to the top 16. We lose our wild card for this round. Lukasz Tasiemski. As we go back on the line to a man that was the champion, lost the championship, come back this weekend and look like our champion once again. No pressure on his shoulders anymore, and I think having that championship bearing over you can sometimes do a lot to these guys. He's of course Lauri Heinonen from Finland. He waves to the camera, and he has got George Christoforou alongside him. But there we go, he's excited to drive, and we're excited to see him drive. We're excited to see how his championship plays out. George Christoforou back for another season in this BMW E81 and E82, sorry, 1 Series, as he slams that car into gear. Christoforou saying he's ready to make a move in the championship in 2026, but he's got a tough contender already in his first battle of the season as they come off the line and through the gears. Lauri Heinonen to lead them in. Nice initiation from the Finnish driver as he waits and stalls up to get to outside zone 1, but now finds his feet, opens up the throttle. George Christoforou now in tow, trying to chase him down. Very nice transition into 4. George Christoforou fires on the angle. Wow, holds onto it. Oh, and has to bail out of it as Christoforou clutch kicks that car, and maybe an issue with that BMW as Heinonen stands on the accelerator and drives away, looks for that final outside zone. Good transition and across the line for Lauri Heinonen. Here we go, off the line though, no messing around for Lauri Heinonen in chase as George Christoforou leads them out. Nice initiation for George Christoforou, and Lauri Heinonen, I think he's going to play this one a little safe, stays in the pocket, not too much in that cloud smoke as they fire through outside zone 3 down the hill into 4. George Christoforou makes it work this time as he opens up the throttle. Heinonen needs to be careful. He does keep in this and make it an active chase as he fires once again up into outside zone 8. George Christoforou stands on the accelerator. Heinonen goes on the inside, but Christoforou misses outside zone 9. So there we go, down there in the pit lane. Who's going to get the win? Left for George Christoforou, right for Lauri Heinonen. It's going to be Lauri Heinonen getting the win, advancing through into the top 16 for me. A man that yesterday struggled in the car, and I said in qualifying, you know, I jumped to an assumption. I said that this man had got in his own head this year, and that's Connor Falvey. And I went down there after and spoke to him, and he said, yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I got in my own head. He said, you're right. You're 100% right.
You.
No. He said, I got in my own head. You're right. I overthought it. A man that doesn't get in his own head and overthinks things is Jylha Ritinen. No. This man, so many credentials behind him, so many years of drifting, an OG in Finnish motorsport. Goes up against one of the youngest drivers on the grid, just 18 years of age, of Connor Falvey. Man this year looking for a podium, looking to try and succeed more than he did in 2025 as they come off the line and through the gears. Jylha Ritinen fires that car in. Look at Falvey, straight down the front wheel. Falvey tags him, straightens up. Falvey now finds himself on the inside edge of the circuit, takes down the cones and being a super aggressive once again with Jylha Ritinen as Ritinen flicks it on that perfect lead line. Ritinen doing nothing wrong at the moment. Falvey now losing some ground as he tries to keep up with Ritinen. Ritinen is absolutely up and gone into outside zone 8 as Ritinen opens the throttle, looks for the final outside zone. Falvey fires across the circuit, looking for the door now. Wanders way up on the wheel. There we go. Falvey back on the line to lead out Jylha Ritinen. What can he do as he slams through the gear in that incredible Nissan Silvia S15? 2JZ singing as he now opens up the throttle. Jylha Ritinen lost in the smoke a little bit, but the spotter would have said to him, don't play it too cool. And a mistake again from Falvey from 2 to 3 as he fires down the hill. Oh, an understeer again. And Falvey struggling so much at round 1 as Jylha Ritinen flicks through the smoke, trying to keep up, just trying to stay in the fight, keep that proximity. As Falvey looks for the final outside zone, praying that this run is over. Jylha Ritinen gets it across the line. So there we go, decisions in, left for Falvey, right for Ritinen. We can see what way this is going to go. It's going to be Jylha Ritinen taking the win, advancing through to the top 16. Again, look, it's not over for Team Drift Games. Their next driver's on the line, and it's going to be a very beautiful battle, if nothing else. It's going to be the one and only Piotr Wiecek to lead out Dave Egan. Dave Egan qualifying in 30th place yesterday. It was a nervous way for Egan after a tough season. And look at that, a very nervous Wiecek in the car.
That's rare.
Well, he doesn't know Dave's driving.
That's a good point.
And they would have watched everyone else. They would have got the data, but this is an unknown for Wiecek. As 2 A90 Supras come off the line. This is just for a spot in the top 16 as Wiecek fires that car in. Egan goes super wide, throws the car into the gravel trap and caught out maybe on the pace of Wiecek. He's been coming in to outside zone 1 so hot all weekend as Wiecek, look at this, looks like a man on a mission this weekend here at round 1 of Drift Masters. Maybe some redemption for Wiecek is running through his veins after losing the championship at the final round in Poland in 2025. Wiecek, look at the line. Okay, it's a little scruffy, dropped a few wheels here and there, but he is absolutely dialed in.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, Wiecek gets the win, advances through to top 6. Wiecek's disappointed.
Well, they're
going to make their way back into the paddock. Now, David Sposob has maybe strategically placed his car at an angle. David Sposob has opted to chase against Jason Banet, but look at where he's positioned himself.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Now, you see this a little bit in American drifting when you have bank tracks, because you can't have the rear end slide down too much. So I've seen that positioning before. But to do this on a flat track like that,
track, yeah.
And he's using, so they're allowed to go that far back. He's using as much of it as he can. So he's going to want to try and pull back in. He's going to go for that single file initiation behind him. That's my guess.
But don't forget as well, we've just seen Dave try and follow Peter in on that wide line. Doesn't count in the chase position. And the spotter probably would have said to him, hey, sit back at an angle, make a dive. You need to go kind of on the inside and then wash the car up onto proximity. We're going to see. We're just guessing here. It's all brand new for all of us here at the Vallelunga circuit in Rome, in Italy, as our start line marshal Marcin gives them both the thumbs up. We await that green light. Jason Banet, the man from Lyon in France in that Subaru BRZ, to lead out the Polishman David Sposob as they slap through the gears and fire up to initiation. And look at this from Sposob. He does exactly that, but it doesn't play off as he loses a bunch of ground to Jason Banet. Now starts to reel in the Frenchman as they come firing down the hill to outside zone 4. Jason Banet looks like that Subaru BRZ is on rails this weekend as a Frenchman looking for a better season in Drift Masters in 2026 as he flicks it to outside zone 8. Banet is absolutely up and gone. So much grip, so much pace dialed in to that car, and Sposob is left hanging in the dust. And roll. Jason Banet now chasing down David Sposob. Feels like he maybe has 1 foot in the top 16. Banet starts to creep in that chase position, fires through the gears. We see the onboard. Look at Banet onto the back bumper of that Nissan Silvia S15. David Sposob in to that first outside zone. Banet absolutely tucked up onto the door, and this is a beautiful run from David Sposob, but the chase from Banet is incredible. That transition was absolutely ludicrous as Banet stays in the pocket. This is beautiful from the Frenchman right now as they dance their way down the narrow part of the circuit. Good transition back as Banet goes for it early, trying to make a dive up to the front wheel, and he starts to get lost in the smoke, but he's going to make one last dive on outside zone 9 as Sposob leads him across the line. Inside and left for David Sposob, right for Jason Banet. It's 1 for Banet. It's going to be Jason Banet from France taking the win, advancing through to the top 16. Jack Shanahan opts to lead the higher qualifier, and again, we said we'd see this with a lot of these you know, veteran drifters, guys that have been in the sport for a very long time, like to stick to the format they know. I think I would as well.
You think so?
Yeah,
I think
it's
with the tire advantage, but if you're comfortable leading first, then why not?
I think, yeah. I mean, I've never qualified high enough in anything to lead first. But
I've never qualified, so
there we go.
there.
So, there we go. Well, there we go, off the line. Jylha in that incredible Toyota Chaser. JZX100 comes off the line to chase down the madman that is Jack Shanahan. Big handbrake drag for Shanahan as he gets into outside zone 1. Dials on the angle. Look at Jylha straight onto the side of Shanahan as they both wobble a little bit in outside zone 3. Jylha, big dive backwards onto the rear of Shanahan. Now, did he force him onto a wider line? The judges will be taking a look back at that. Shanahan driving angry now, that's for sure, as he sticks it to outside zone 8. Jylha lost in a cloud of smoke. He's going to transition. He's going to go early on the inside as Shanahan sticks it to the line. Yeah, but offered a competition timeout by the judges, and rightly so. Jag will want to take it because he does have to chase down Jylha now, and he won't want to do that with a car that maybe has a fault.
Yeah, going to be taking that chase position now.
Well, exactly that as well, and Jack would have known exactly how the car felt after, you know, warming the tyres as well. So Martin would have gone over and said, right, are you sure everything's good to go? Because this is the last opportunity. You can say nothing now. Thumbs up all around as we wait for that light to go green for the final run of our top 32, and they are off the line. The Finnish driver Jylha to lead out. Jack Shanahan in that Toyota GT86. Both cars fire in as Jylha goes nice and deep into outside zone 1. Fires through, picks up 2 and 3 as he puts a little wobble. There's no shaking Shanahan though. He's right up on the inside of that big JZX100. Oh, massive amounts of understeer for Jylha as he goes very, very wide. And both drivers lost in a cloud of smoke as we fire down the circuit to outside zone 8. You can see Shanahan holding back ever so slightly. A clever move as he now makes a dive up into the door at JZX100 across the line. Wow. So left for Jylha, right for Shanahan. And it's going to be unanimous. It's going to be Jack Shanahan taking the win, advancing through to the top 16. And well, there we go. We're back on the line. Kevin Pesur, the higher qualifier, says, hey, Nasser Alharbali, you're back? How about you lead first in top 32? Throws the gauntlet to the man from El Salvador, now residing in Dubai. A very, very nice man behind the scenes if you've never had the opportunity to meet Nasser Alharbali. Such a cool, calm, collected character, but behind the wheel of this incredible carbon Kevlar Nissan 400Z is an absolute demon. He gets himself ready to go. He puts a thumbs up to the camera, but Kevin Pesur is the most confident man on the grid. In his mind, Jacob, he's won this battle 4 times already.
Yeah, and he's looked so good throughout this entire weekend, and he's so incredibly fast, so I think maybe he, yeah, it'll be interesting. Now he's chasing first.
He certainly will be. Here we go. The supercharged V8 from Nasser Alharbali sings. But look at this from Kevin Pesur as he gives him a little nudge on that first outside zone. Pesur wants this one. He was in the championship fight for 2025, and it all came down to the wire in the final. But look at this from Kevin Pesur. Mirror image on the angle as he hunts down the man from El Salvador. They fire across the circuit. Oh, wow! Kevin Pesur is hungry for this. They both dial on big angle at outside zone 8. Kevin Pesur flexes the front of the car on transition. That is absolutely disgraceful. As Pesur now sits in the line, the Estonian comes off to lead out Nasser Alharbali, and Alharbali won't go down without a fight, that's for sure. Big initiation for Kevin Pesur as he drops down a little bit, but look at Nasser Alharbali's repaying the favour as he starts to tag the rear wheel, upsets the steering on Nasser Alharbali's car as he loses a little ground down to outside zone 4. Both guys wash super wide, and he upsets the line from Alharbali as Kevin Pesur stands on the accelerator, tries to drive away as he flicks it to outside zone 8. Nasser Alharbali lost on the inside of the circuit. He's going to go for a last-ditch attempt as Pesur puts it to outside 9 and across the line. Here we go, decisions in, and it's going to be Kevin Pesur. Kevin Pesur gets the win.